So these snow blowers, they just don't start. You prime them, and nothing happens. It's useless to try too much. So we need to drain them, and I'll show a picture. There is a small bolt here. The lower one on the side. So remember how to remove it each way. Use really good quality rubber gloves because gasoline stinks a lot and catch it by meals. Do not throw it anywhere, put it back in the reservoir. And before, forgot, remove the cap, gas tank. Be sure the fuel valve is on, and just go ahead, and we are going to drain a little bit. So it flows a little bit fast at first, then it starts going weak like this, and this is the flow that we want to be a little bit faster. So sickle a little bit the fuel valve, sickle it, turn it on and off a few times, and at the end leave it on. Again, be sure gas cap is off, and let it drain 2-3 seconds. You want to see a flow this big. It's not that big, but it's steady. That's what you want to see. And then place back the small screw. Try not to spill too much gasoline on the floor, and this tiny guy, it's a bit annoying to place with one hand. Finally, so it's too much, but that's because the screw didn't go well. So let's just put this back in the tank. And let's give it another try. You may want to prime it again, but it's not needed. I don't think it's needed. Let's try. Let's just prime it anyway. Remember to tighten a little bit the screw, but not too much, just a small. Just like that, a little bit. If you feel it turns, keep a screwdriver blocking between the screws and tighten. Let's just prime. Let's just fire up. First try, absolutely perfect, but remember to have that flow, the last flow, big enough, just good flow, not the first one, the second one, good enough flow, right? You need to wait a little bit. Remember, cap, sickle. Remember to undo the cap by all means. Let's try it again. Perfect. This is what we have to do. This is what happens. It happens every single time when I store the snowblower for over 1 month, 4, 5, 6 weeks. Every single time it does so, and it's not a problem with. It's not a mechanical problem. I think there is an emulsion tube, perhaps you already know about it, into the carburetor. This tube always gets stuck when you don't use the snowblower for several weeks at a time. It always happens like this. Every single winter, all these newer models have a different screw, a different tube. It's a different design, which I guess it's meant to save gas, but at the same time they introduced a new problem, and I guess this is OHV engine. I guess it's all snowblowers from maybe 2010 and up have this problem. There is no other way. Perhaps use some fuel stabilizer, but at some point you are going to waste too much. But there is no other way to start them than what I just did. And another way to save you from draining all the time the fuel like this, fire up the snowblower every month or so. Summertime, wintertime, 12 times a year at least, every month, every 3 weeks, 4 weeks should be enough. If you fire it up and let it run for 30 seconds every month of the year, you should have, it will just keep you away from this problem. But if you don't, you have to drain the fuel. I'm sorry about this. I didn't know about this, but it's regular maintenance on these newer models. This one is an Ariane, but all them with the same engine all have this problem.